Okay, so this is the safety safe, and it was built by me, Victor, and Piper. So this project was designed so that to create an alarm so that when an object is stolen from a safe, it would sound an alarm. We also added an LED to make it more visible. So if you press the B button over here, it's hard to see, but you press it, it would turn on. Since the object is not in, it would sound an alarm, and the microbit would play stolen until either the person turns it off by pressing A. It's not pressing the button. There we go. Okay. Or if the object is put back on. When the object is put back on, the LED will stay on continuously and not flash, and there will be a check mark over here.
And when the object is taken off?
So the object's taken off, sounds the alarm to let people know. So we used a pressure sensor underneath this cardboard, and we taped it down so that it wouldn't move or anything.
Can you show it?
It's hard to see, but over here, there's the pressure sensor. We put it there because that's where the most pressure would come from, and that's where it would be easiest to put the computer. So we tried to make it not too small but not too big. If it's too big, it would be harder to use, but if it's too small, it wouldn't be able to fit as much. So like this computer can easily go in here, and if you have a larger object, a slightly larger object, it can go in as well. So like, not sure if this would be heavy enough, but yeah.
All right. How does the user deactivate it?
So the user deactivates it by pressing the A button. The screen will turn off and the alarm turns off, and so will the LED.
How we designed and built the safety safe. So defining the problem, our group was tasked with making a device that sounds an alarm when an object is removed from a safe. It's important to solve or create this device because it would improve security for many banks, and it would help create new ideas as well. Our device is unique because other alarms are like in safe for like the safe room. It would be activated from like maybe a door opening or a person walking across the room from, and then a security alarm would sound. But that would like alert the thief so they can run away before the cops can catch them. This, if they take the device off, it would immediately sound the alarm alerting people, and they could call the cops and go to get them. We had to use at least one input, one output, and it had to use at least one microbit. We also had to make it easy to turn on and off, which we did with the A and B button. There we go.
Me generating concepts. I wanted to create a device that flashed on and off with an LED light when the object was taken, and Victor wanted he wanted to use two alligator clips that connected to an LED. This would have made it easier to hide the wiring, but harder to notice the alarm.
This was Piper's original idea. He had two alligator clips from one microbit connected to an LED that would flash on and off. So I wanted to originally just have a buzzer to make a sound. This would have made it more noticeable, than Piper's idea, but it was still not perfect. So we decided, this was my original sketch, to use a pressure sensor to sound the alarm as well. And then the buzzer would come from the microbit. So we tried to like test out both of the solutions each of us made, test out different situations until we decided what to use, which was, so this is like how we tested it out. We used this A and B button to turn it on, off, and then pressure sensor to see whether to sound the alarm or not. So Piper.
This is basically our criteria. This is basically our criteria. For the LED, I want to make it so that it alerts people when something is wrong by flashing an LED on and off. It meets the criteria by outputting to others that something has been stolen/taken. It follows other criteria by also notifying and can deactivate.
So here materials required were duct tape and a microbit. So I wanted to make A button and B button to turn it on and off. B was on and A was off. I also wanted a pressure sensor, which is the same as Piper, but I wanted to use a buzzer to make it more noticeable and louder. It solves the problem by sounding an alarm when the valuable object is taken off the pressure sensor. It meets the criteria by getting an input from the pressure sensor and making an output, which is the buzzer. Our microbit transports the input to make the output and turn it all off with the A and B button. We would need duct tape and microbit. So this was our final sketch. We decided to have the LED and the pressure and the buzzer. So we had 4 alligator clips. One,
Our first 2 alligator clips were both connected to the pressure sensor, and then the other 2 were put into the LED.
the buzzer would come from the same pin as the LED. So if the pressure sensor would send the thing to the LED, and the buzzer would also sound as well as the LED.
How the flow chart helped us make our code. The flow chart helped us develop the code by giving us a base or core idea on what our code should look like.
So this was our final code over here. It's a bit squished, but basically it's if something's on the pressure sensor, sound the alarm and display stolen, and then on button B press, we set a variable. So when the variable is true, it's on. When the variable is false, it's off. And then on button B, it's true. On button A, it's off.
On the top right corner, you can see our initial wirings, basically how it looked before we covered it all up.
We have 4 alligator clips, each connecting to the pressure sensor and LED. This was our original code, just very simple, but it wasn't like going to be enough because we had to add more to have the LED.
Building and testing the prototype. We tested the prototype by first debugging the code by putting on the computer or heavy object on the pressure sensor. If it worked or not.
Once we debugged the code, we got to work building the physical model. We had to change our code a bit and modify the cardboard box to make the prototype sound the alarm and figure out where to put the microbit and hide them. Our device mostly turned out the way we wanted it, but the box was smaller than Piper wanted originally. While making our prototype, we had to modify our code to have the alarm go off in the box and have it turn on and off. If we had more time, we would have tried to like spray paint or do something to the box to make it more like look more like a safe. And while doing this, we learned how to plan and construct a prototype with limited materials. Here we have the computer in here and the check mark displaying because the computer is in there. Okay, that's
Yeah.
All right, let's give them a round of applause.
There was like consistency for like multiple non-objects in case. How would it know if like one specific object was like
So we used to have a failsafe for this, except when we decided to put on and off button, we had to scratch the idea.
So we were gonna have a failsafe, but that was one of the things that we were also gonna add with more time. If one of the like objects is taken off, like the thief might trip into something and then he would also sound the alarm. Even if it's just for like a little bit, he would put the object back on and take what he wants, or she, but it would still be enough to like notify. Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, let's give them a round of applause.